Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the motion tween. It's the third type of tween built into Adobe Animate. So let's start with a new project. Create new. There it is. Okay, full HD, 24 frames per second. Create. Okay, we need something to tween. And it works very similarly to a classic tween. It's just a little bit more automated to speed up the process if you don't need as much control over your tween. And that's the kind of way I kind of look at it is if you just need something very simple to move around, then a motion tween as opposed to classic tween might be a little easier, especially if you're going to need to stretch it out or shrink it down a little bit. So as always, when we need something to tween, we use a graphic. So I'll just draw something. Okay. Let me take the stroke off just so it's a little simpler to work with just the basic shape. Okay, so I'm just going to work with a very basic shape here. Turn it into a graphic symbol. F8. Blue rectangle. Okay, click OK. And now I have a symbol, as you can see from the properties panel. Okay. The motion tween works similar to a classic tween, but the way you apply it, the way you create it, is a little bit different than you're used to. And it's a little bit more similar to how animation is done in Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects. The idea is you add your graphic, and then you apply the tween, and then you make your changes. So we're just going to make a few tweens, save it, and that'll be your project for today. Very short, very quick intro, and we'll be doing some more motion tweens later. But let's just get this thing moving. So it could be anything. Draw anything you want, a star, a square. Definitely don't make it completely symmetrical because you won't be able to see it rotating and things like that if it's like a circle. Or if it is a circle, make sure you draw something on it to make it easy to see that it's being rotated. All right, so we can start off by just adding a little time to the timeline. F5. That stretches my timeline out. And I just wanted to, I didn't have to do that first, but I wanted to stretch it out a little bit so you could see the process happening. Okay, so click on the layer to highlight all the frames, right click in the highlighted frames, and apply your motion tween, which is the second one. It's not the classic tween, it's different. Okay, when you apply your motion tween, as you can see, your layer is a different color than your classic tween. Now there is no animation because we haven't done anything yet, but it's primed for animation. So what you do now is more like After Effects. You'll move your timeline. So let's say between frame 1 and 10, I want the square to move over here. Well, I literally just grab it and move it. Okay? And as you can see, it inserted a keyframe for you. It's a different kind of keyframe. It's a little diamond-shaped one to let you know that this is a different kind of animation you've got going on here. Also, you have this path, this motion path. And this motion path, you can see it actually includes all 10 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that indicates how many frames your motion tween is. Further, if you wanted to, when you mouse over that guide, you can see that it's bendable. So you could actually put a little path, a layer path, automatically in there. And then again, you just do the same. Move the timeline, move the object, and the motion path is already bent for you. Now you can bend it the other way if you want. Okay, and then you just keep repeating the process. Okay, move the timeline, move the object. Okay. Now this is, did you see what that did? What I hoped to have happen is it starts off vertical, and then here it goes horizontal between here and here, but that's not what happened. And this is the one reason why you wouldn't use a motion tween. You would go to a classic tween if you wanted to have that kind of control, because it's just assuming it's one long tween. It doesn't see that between each keyframe is a tween. It just sees this whole thing as one long tween. So if you put a rotation into it, it will automatically just rotate along the whole way. It's very strange. Okay. Okay. So you're not manually adding keyframes with F6. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, it allows you to do some really quick animation. It allows you to put a path in there very, very quickly. There's another way to tween along a path, and I'll show you that at another time. But it's a really handy way of doing things. A little bit more automatic, not as much control, but if you just need something super fast, super straight, there you have it. And it'll, like I said, it'll also do things like scale, but again, it'll start scaling from the very beginning because it thinks of this tween as one long piece. Personally, it's handy, but only for something super simple and super fast. But with this software, that's kind of how things are designed. You can combine very simple and fast and easy animations, and then it helps you create more complex things. So very handy. Mostly the handiest thing about it is for a path. So you don't have to create a guide layer and then attach a tween to a guide layer. In this case, if I just wanted to make something move along a path very, very quickly, I can do. And don't forget, I could have nested animation inside of this blue circle or blue square, and then that would have been much more complex. Okay, so there you have it. I just want you to do. Doesn't matter how long your animation is, but I would just like you to play with doing different kinds of tweens. That's it. Very simple project, and just call that motion tween your name.fla and upload that here. Thanks.